Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome back to the Fractured Wanderer Tales. Happy June. And some exciting news. So this will be the last post of Fractured Wanderer, specifically Sally. Maybe for a tiny bit, little bit, I don't know. But this is the last one on the first blog. But when I was grabbing these pictures, I realized, because I've got a few different folders. I have like a to be written um, inside of each folder, and that's where like the pictures that I've taken but haven't like written, or I don't exactly know how I did it. But point is, that's where like the to be written stuff is, and so I do have more for her, but these were the last pictures in my official for Fractured Wanderer folder, which is exciting. It's a milestone. It is awesome. Had to share. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy this. Yeah, she is still on the dilemma, so let's get into the dilemma. She was hoping she would have found Marin by now. Spring was nearing its end for the cycle, and summer's embrace was about to begin. This has gone on too long. The wishing well could not help her, because it couldn't find Marin. What is she going to do? Jackson. There was always Jackson. She is just not sure she can involve him. But one morning, she got a ping on her computer, and there I am's. Jackson wanted to come over, but was first saying as she was home. She hesitantly said yes. Watcher, this is all in your hands. I prithee you will lead me to the right choice. Be it the will of you or the fates. Sighing, she shut the lid of her laptop. He came around later that night. Hey, Jackson, come on in. She was nervous, but she thought she could ask him for help without getting him 100% involved. Right? It wasn't a rule broken per se. Perhaps bent was a better word. Hi, Sals. You okay? Usually she wasn't this eager, but her nerves had her jittery, toads and butterflies dancing all in her organs and the like. He could easily tell. What's up, Sally? Here goes nothing. Or everything. She could always ask, but part of her now wished he would say no. She can always ask, and he can say no, and that would be that. I need your help finding someone. Sure, I think I can help you there. I've done it before. Is this what you've been stressing about these last few months? Yeah. She's a young adult, around 18 or 19. Pale, green eyes, average height, black hair. Might have a friend who's muscular, tan, red hair, with tattoos. Okay. And their names? Not sure. She was hedging, because Marin could have changed her name for all she knew, and she was hesitant to share that much. He raised his eyebrows at her, but finished inputting notes into his phone. Having a name would be easier, but I'll see what we can do with this information. He knew she was holding back, but she was infinitely grateful he didn't press her further. She's just hoping she's making the right decision. Jackson did his best to find Marin, first using his own search programs on the internet, then reaching out to a few trusted contacts. In 2 weeks, he had figured out that Marin was nowhere to be found on the internet. And he then stopped talking to Sally, only telling her he wanted to take her somewhere for lunch. Sally agreed, but she was extremely nervous. Why? Why take her somewhere for lunch? He texted her, saying, "I'll pick you up." She kept staring at the phone screen in her hand, sitting outside her cabin in nervous confusion. Later, she figured out why. "Hey, hang on tight." Jackson took her hand, and they disappeared into mist. She clung on to him as stars burst in her head and tingles erupted all over her body. A fierce migraine began to form, but before it could properly take root, they came out of the mist, and most notably not in Bridleton Bay's beautiful forests any longer. "Welcome to Selva Dorada." Jackson let go of her hand. She stopped and took in the lush jungle. It looked different, but the same since she had been here years ago. Beautiful as always. He led them to a treetop restaurant, and they said nothing until they sat down. "I forgot. You probably have been here before." He smiled as they flipped through the menu. "Once or twice." It felt so odd to talk about this with anyone. I've been to most places over the years, I think. Except for Granite Falls, and maybe one or two other places. You? Jackson set his menu down. "Pretty much everywhere, but places can surprise me still." He shrugged. "Being a vampire has its perks, as you just experienced." "Yeah, I'd call that a perk. But I don't think we are here to talk about our long existences." She prodded gently. "Why bring me here for lunch, Jax?" He sighed, but didn't talk until they ordered their meal. "Is her name Marin Brooks, Sally?" Jackson's eyes met hers, and she knew he could hear her heartbeat quicken. "'Cause I've been searching, and that description you gave me..." "Marin Brooks disappeared a few months ago." "It could be anyone, Jackson." "It could be, but with my plugins, I have found a few pictures on the internet. Two, to be exact. Of a young woman and a guy matching the descriptions you gave me." Jackson showed her the pictures, and in one of them, Sally was in the background. "Well, plum. Facial recognition didn't get anything on the guy, but that's an older Marin Brooks for sure. And you." She sighed and looked away. "Come on, Sals. Why are you looking for Marin Brooks? I didn't take you to be a concerned Hope Brooks fan." Hope. Marin. This entire thing. She couldn't tell him, could she? I'm not, Jackson. But I cannot tell you. Yeah. I am looking for Marin." Their food came, but while she ate, he did not. "Sally, I'm going to help you. But I need to know what you want with a missing celebrity's kid. How else am I supposed to look and help properly?" She wanted to tell him. In 2 weeks, he had found evidence of Marin, where it had taken her months. She just wasn't sure she could. "I can't, Jackson. I'm sorry." Jackson shook his head, not frustrated, but he was expecting her to say that, wasn't he? "Why won't you trust me, Sally?" "Because I don't really know much about you, Jackson. Truly, I want to. I do, but I'm fractured. you are a vampire. I remember nothing about who I was. I am not 100% sure why I am here. But what I do know, I'm not strong like you, Jackson. I trust the wrong person, and I am screwed. I want to take that chance with you, but you don't know me well enough. Exactly. Jackson sighed, rubbing the bridge of his nose. I get it, but... However, his phone buzzed. What? He answered it shortly. Then, after a moment, yeah, fine. On the way. He hung up. He was stressed. It was easy to tell. He threw money down onto the table. I'll talk with you later, okay? And I'll tell you when I find her. I can come around and get you a ride home if you need in just a little bit, or I can take you home now. She shook her head. No, it's okay. Go. I can get home on my own just fine. He quirked a little smile. Of course you can. Of that I have no doubt. See you later, Sal's. Goodbye, Jackson. She finished eating, then meandered, eventually floating in the river. She needs to figure this out. About him and her. About if she can trust him. And that is that. So, yeah. It's a dilemma of trust. Tends to always be that way with Jackson, but she's really scared. I mean, she isn't strong. She can't do magic. She can't do anything. She's, for all intents and purposes, human, just doesn't age. I mean, what can you do with that against a vampire or something else? She doesn't know if it's all in her head. She doesn't know if there's any rhyme or reason to the rules that she feels so strongly about. She's really just going with her gut, but y'all know what they say. Gut, head, and heart, they all go in different directions and fight. And she is all too aware that she trusts the wrong person, she does the wrong thing, she's toast. And so could the Brooks. And she doesn't know why or how or rhyme or reason to anything. So she's really in this tricky situation of navigating something that she's not even exactly sure what the rule book is, if there's a rule book, or if it even exists. It's pretty tricky. But she does like Jackson. It's just, can she trust him? Only time will tell, right? But anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm not entirely certain when the next Fractured Wanderer will be. Sorry for that. I have not actually looked at the next blog that I'm going to be tackling next. This week, we will be wrapping up this blog, so I'll be looking at it probably here in a little bit, because I'm going to try to get all of these done for this week tonight. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. I do have other pictures though, so there will be one. I'm not 100% sure when, or if those pictures coincide with a post on the next blog. So I don't know, but hang tight. There will be one at some point. And also Wednesday will be a Fractured Wanderer episode. Technically, I think, unless I have one. I don't know. It's Jackson. I did one part for Jackson a while ago, and I don't know if I stuck that in the Fractured Wanderer playlist or if there was a playlist just for him. I'm not sure, but there will be another one that is just from Jackson's point of view. So look forward to that on Wednesday. So, yeah, thank y'all so very much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Um, I love this little storyline and these characters, and I'm just thrilled that one, I get to share it, and two, somebody enjoys it. So, thank you, whoever you are, for watching. I really appreciate you. Happy Monday, and I hope y'all have a great rest of the day and week.